Alright, as the format is wrapping up, we still have a couple straight deck lists that players reached out to me and wanted me to share. The first one is Dave Crete's top 64 WCQ deck profile. Now, here's the thing with this list. I wanted to cover this because this is basically Phantasme.deck in Sky Striker. And you're probably like, wow, we're really doing this? Yes, we are. The OCG kind of taught us that you can really do anything in Sky Striker and get away with it. And here we are in the TCG. We're putting everything everywhere, and it goes well. I'm not gonna lie. So this is David's rendition of Sky Striker, and he said had he not misplayed in top 64, he would have been successful. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could have seen that. The way that this deck is designed to be, more of your standardized Mystic Mine variant. I know a lot of people aren't super big fans of this, and I get it. I really do. But let's be honest here for a second. This is a different variant and a different speed on the deck. And I don't know. The tech choices always intrigue me with what people do. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. You're not going to be able to resolve more than one of these, so you may as well diversify your hand trap lineup. We had the 2 copies of Phantasme, and you would think this goes against everything that Sky Striker wants, sticking the extra monster on the board, but sometimes getting the free fix of the hand kind of outweighs the rest of the situation. And that's definitely something that David was going for, was just more value to allow you to set up for those combos that you're going to need, because if not, you're going to be in a shit situation. Then, of course, we have 2 copies of Ghost Ogre. I've heard great things about Ghost Ogre for a majority of this format, and seeing just more value out of this was really good. Then, of course, triple copies of Sky Striker Ray. Now, we do have the 1 copy Demise of the Land. This deck wants to stick Mystic Mine, but you're not playing Metaverse and things like that. Demise of the Land gives you more of a defensive pseudo-activation for Mystic Mine, or, if you need the Sky Striker field spell, you can get it. It's a one-of, it's another spell card that you're able to dump in your graveyard to further fuel your strategy, and it's not an essential brick. It can be, but you do have access to it. Of course, we have the 2 Foolish Bro Goods, the 1 copy of the Metal Foes Fusion. We have the 1 copy of the Mind Control, take control of our opponent's monster, bring it on over, use it as material, bada bing, bada boom. 2 copies of Mystic Mine, the essential stall strategy of the deck, and by stall, I mean your win con. You're using this to slow down the game to a pace that you yourself are able to win at. And then, of course, we have the 2 copies of Pot of Desires. So many people have hated on this card for so long in Striker, but here we are, beneficially working for the deck. 1 copy of Rhoda, 2 copies of Area Zero, 1 Afterburners, the 1 Jamming Waves, the 1 Eagle Booster, the 1 Hornet Drones, the 2 copies of the Shark Cannon, triple copies of Widow Anchor, triple copies of Multi-Roll, triple copies of Engage, 2 copies of Super Polymerization, 2 Terraforming, and the 1 copy of the Upstart Goblin. He did opt for second a lot of these games, and I see the power that he was trying to go for. And once again, kudos to him. He really did well. We have the 1 copy of the Topological Bomber Dragon, triple copies of Shizuku, 1 Kaino, 1 Kagari, triple Hayate, 1 Ningrisu, the 1 copy of the Unicorn, the 1 Phoenix, and the 1 copy of the Hida. We have the 1 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon and the 1 Salamangreat Violet Chimera. Side deck, we have triple Lancia, triple copies of DD Crow, 2 Prankatops, 1 MST, triple Shared Ride, 2 Twin Twister, and the 1 copy of the Heavy Storm Duster. Wrapping up David's list. Definitely a little bit more interesting than some of the other stuff I've kind of seen coming out of the format, and I like my diversity. Trust me. So I look at these things. So, congratulations, good sir. It's definitely good to see that. Now, this one was particularly interesting. This is Armin Mehat. I'm just going to say it's Armin's list. This was the 2009 Day 2 Bubble, baby. The Wise Guys TCG uploaded this. And this is particularly interesting. I've been really hard on Mekk-Knight this format. Not because of what the deck does or anything like that. I think column placement is critical, but because of the way the format is right now, this deck doesn't get a lot of time to shine. Those turn 1 boards are huge right now. So Mekk-Knight, as another going second deck, you don't have a lot of counter options to beat the format. And then you decide to play no material and start punishing some of those boards. And we did it. This deck fantastic. I actually really like what we were doing here. And Armin did fantastic with this. So this is Mekk-Knight coming out of the NAWCQ on the bubble. So we have the triple copies of Alistair, the Invoker. One copy of Doggo Man. Triple copies of Droll and Lockbird. One copy of the Turtle. Triple copies of the Gnome material. Sticking this on the opponent is really critical. It just, the free punishment and value and gain that you're able to just stabilize off of this, yeah, why would you not play this? We have the one copy of the Corruptor Ibli, one copy of the Kumamungus, two copies of the Blue Sky, the one Indigo Eclipse, the triple Purple Nightfall, and the one copy of the Yellow Star. I'm actually really happy to see Yellow Star getting a little bit more play here too. Spells, we have the triple Called by the Grave, triple copies of the Instant Fusions, triple copies of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, triple copies of Invocation, because still being able to pull the OTK out at left field is still one of the things that this deck likes to do. We have triple copies of Magical Meltdown, triple copies of Mind Control, two copies of Super Polymerization, two Terraforming, and two copies of Infinite Impermanence. Down here in the extra deck, we have one Underclock Taker, one Phoenix, one copy of Mermaid, one copy of Phoenix, Cerberus, the Decode Talker, the Boral Sword, and the Alistair the Invoker. Best generic breakdown we have. 1000 Eyes Restrict, one Starving Venom, one copy of Dragostapalia, one Raijin, two Purgatrio, and two copies of Mekaba. Mekaba's value is definitely not as good as it once used to be in this deck. And then side deck hero, triple Lancia, triple Prankatops, triple Swords of Concealing Light, triple Twin Twister, and yeah, triple copies of Red Reboot. Somebody was prepared for Altergeist, at least. It was one event earlier, but, you know, nonetheless. So congratulations to Armin for doing fantastic with this, actually. Definitely pushed the agenda a little bit more on this. Now, the last list here we have here was posted by Kami TCG. This is the top 64 European True Draco deck, coming in at 45 cards, by the way, which is pretty impressive. I know a lot of these lists have kind of pushed the agenda a little bit more on different cards in terms of numbers and things like that, but this one, I don't know, this was really high for what we're doing here. So we have the one copy of the Dynamite, triple copies of Ignis, the Heat of the True Draco, and then we have the two copies of Inspector Boar. I remember watching a pre-top deck profile, and the guy was like, oh, I don't like Inspector Boar. I'm like, what? How are you trying to play True Draco and not be playing Inspector Boar? That's just, it's not quite how the deck works. I understand that you can cheese, alright, but this is one of the best cards your deck has in it. You know, you rely on those floodgates to capitalize on the advantage that you're given, and you're just opting not to have it. So, that was interesting. We had the two copies of the Majesty Maiden, triple copies of Called by the Grave, triple copies of Card Demise, of course, triple copies of the Disciples of the Draco Phoenix, triple Dragonic Diagram, two Pot of Desires, triple Pot of Duality, two copies of Super Poly, two copies of Terraforming, of course, triple copies of True Draco Heritage, triple copies of Crackdown, one Imperial Order, one copy of Soul Drain, one copy of the, one Skill Drain, one Soul Drain, my bad. Triple There Can Only Be One, triple copies of Draco Apocalypse, and one copy of True King's Return. Now, one of the more interesting things about this list is this does play an extra deck. We've definitely been on the extra deck list version of True Draco for a while, because Monarch's Erupt is really good. Getting that splash negation really can win you the game, but when you build an extra deck, you get access to cool things because of Metatron. And one thing that we actually saw Angela do here was, because we have this extra deck, we have a whole new world with a brand new attitude. And, of course, come on, it's still beautiful for this guy. So, I don't know. Just don't mind me. We have the one copy of the Hayate, one Abramax, one Ablaze, one Ultimate Falcon, one Volcasaurus, one Gaia, one Dingrisu, one copy of the Last Warrior, one Venom, two Violet Chimera, one Dragostapalia, one Exterio, one Muddragon, and one Mekaba. Side deck, triple Lancia, one copy of Metatron XII, the Draco Combatant, triple Seer Mode, two copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, triple Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Imperial Iron Wall, wrapping up Angela's list. So guys, what do you think about these lists? Were they what you expected? Were they more interesting? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on these. And we'll guys catch you on the flip side. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.